The US is ready to be part of the security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is for the first time that we've reached such readiness.
Robust security guarantees will be essential, and this is what we are now working to define.
Our general aim is what is formulated in the dialogue with our partners as Article 5-like guarantees.
3.5 years after Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine continues to stand strong. And your friends and partners in NATO continue to stand with you.
Today, Mark has already seen our drones, some of them various types, very efficient ones. This is indeed #1 weapons.
I have witnessed the innovation that Ukraine brings to the table with drones. Allies can learn a lot from Ukraine.
In a powerful joint press conference in Kyiv, President Volodymyr Zelensky and NATO chief hailed growing Western resolve as Ukraine's fight for survival takes center stage ahead of Independence Day. Zelensky cited a historic first. The United States and NATO allies are now negotiating Article 5-style security guarantees, vowing to lock in robust protections for Ukraine's land, skies and seas. Thanks to NATO's new program and European funding, Kyiv can now buy advanced U.S. weaponry, Patriots, HIMARS and missiles, with allies ensuring at least $1.5 billion in fresh support each month.
Your friends and partners in NATO continue to stand with you. Our support is unwavering and continues to grow, including, as you said, through the new prioritized Ukraine requirement list, PERL, that supports a crucial flow of lethal US weapons to Ukraine through funding provided by NATO allies. In less than 1 month, indeed, this has already meant an additional $1.5 billion of essential equipment, air defense, ammunition, and more. Further packages will follow. Allies are supporting your defense industry, investing in ways that not only boost your security, but also bolster your economy. I have witnessed the innovation that Ukraine brings to the table with drones. Allies can learn a lot from Ukraine. And I listened carefully also to what you said about the need for more investments here. We are working together in Ensetu, the NATO command in Germany, to ensure your fighting forces have what they need both today but also into the future. We are working together in our joint assessment training and education center in Poland, through the NATO office here in Kyiv, through the NATO-Ukraine Council. The list goes on. We are together because we share common values, freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. We are together because we share common cause in preserving the sovereignty and independence of Ukraine. Our security is interlinked. Dear Volodymyr, your country has been actively defending freedom for 3.5 years. Your people have seen terrible horrors and endured so many sleepless nights as Russia has continued to bombard homes and hospitals, industry and infrastructure. Ukrainian soldiers are fighting bravely. They have pushed back and held back the Russian invasion. We support you and salute you. And we stand with you in the push for a just and lasting peace. Indeed, we were together in Washington on Monday, along with the US President and so many European leaders, to seize the opportunity to end this horrible war and bring peace and security after so much suffering. President Trump has made this a priority, not only breaking the deadlock with Putin, but making clear that the United States will indeed be involved in providing security guarantees for Ukraine. Robust security guarantees will be essential, and this is what we are now working to define. So that when the time comes, for you to enter that bilateral meeting, you have the unmistakable force of Ukraine's friends behind you, ensuring that Russia will uphold any deal and will never ever again attempt to take 1 square kilometer of Ukraine.
Today we've discussed first and foremost which of our next joint steps can give Ukraine and all of Europe more of security and bring the real end to the war closer. First is security guarantees. We have achieved together with all our partners an important mutual understanding with the United States of America. The US is ready to be part of the security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is for the first time that we've reached such readiness. Now, virtually every day, the negotiations on the specific content of security guarantees for Ukraine are ongoing on the level of NSAs, on the level of our military diplomats of all teams. Yesterday, there was a call Ukraine, all of Europe, and the US. Today, such work will continue, and I'm grateful to everybody who's involved in this. Our general aim is what is formulated in the dialogue with our partners as Article 5-like guarantees. That is like the 5th article of the NATO treaty. These are really efficient security guarantees. This is the result that we must reach so that the architecture is absolutely clear which countries help us on land, which are working to provide security in the skies, which ones guarantee security at sea and help Ukraine. Also, this is the question of financing for our army in the numbers and quality of the Ukrainian army that will be a protection for Ukraine. In many ways, this is based on our cooperation with NATO, with our partners, cooperation that we already have. Ukrainian army, our infrastructure, defense infrastructure and security infrastructure are very seriously integrated into the system of the alliance. There is a lot of bilateral cooperation with NATO members, and absolutely all practical levels of our cooperation with NATO we will continue. The second one is the weapons for our warriors. Now PERL program is working. Thank you so much, Mark, for this initiative. It's very strong. The program that allows to procure American weapons using the funds of the partners. This program now foresees $1.5 billion from our European partners. The new participants will join soon, and I thank everybody. This allows Ukraine to buy from America such undoubtedly needed things as air defense, of course, first and foremost, Patriots and missiles and HIMARS and other weapons. And I'd like to thank you, Mark, once again for the organization and for the coordination of this program. It's important that each month add finances to the program and efficiency. On average, it's $1 billion per month. We've discussed this with Mark. It can be $1 billion per month, maybe something like 1.5 billion. So we must work on that. We've discussed how to join more countries to the PERL program. Also, it's critical that to have sufficient financing for our programs of drone production. This was a second part of our conversation with our teams. Solely about the internal production. The Ukrainian potential to produce is way above our current financial capabilities, and we're working to close this gap. Today, Mark has already seen our drones, some of them, various types, very efficient ones. This is indeed #1 weapons. Weaponry that repels the enemy's attacks, holds the front line, and we decrease in such a way the numbers of losses, and that's probably the most important thing, that we decrease the amount of losses using drones. The Russians increase the usage of drones. We see that. We have everything for countermeasures, and financing is important. In the near future, we must close the gap in financing. We have spoken about that already. It's not a secret. It's slightly more than $6 billion. But nonetheless, we very much count on such support from our partners. Then the other thing is diplomacy. We've discussed the key details of our joint work to bring real, substantial negotiations to end the war. We are often in touch with Mark, often counseling how we should act better, especially in the context of partnership, general partnership, and joint partnership with the United States of America, with President Trump. I believe that we have had a historically important visit to Washington, D.C., to the Capitol. We have agreed about the security guarantees that I've already mentioned. We have also discussed the formats of the meeting with the Russian chief, the bilateral and trilateral formats. You have all heard about that. It is at the level of leaders that the issues on how to end the war must be settled. But we now see that the Russians do everything so that the meeting the meetings do not take place. Ukraine, contrary to Russia, is not afraid of any meetings with the leaders. We are ready to work as productively as possible. We hope that the partners will help to ensure that the position of the Russian side is at least somewhat productive. They must be forced to diplomacy. Strong sanctions are indeed needed if they do not concede to diplomatical resolution of an end to the war.